All right, so then we started multiplying polynomials in 4.5. So remember that, one like 64 here, we're multiplying monomials. So, and we've done this before with exponents, but remember that the coefficients we just multiply normally, right? That's just 3 times 2, which is 6. So we don't use our exponent properties with regular numbers, especially if the bases aren't the same, right? So let me backtrack. So sometimes we can use exponents with constants, or exponent properties with constants, but if the bases aren't the same and there aren't any exponents involved, then we can just multiply them like you normally would, right? All right. So then we have our h's here. Those are like bases. So h cubed times h to the second power is h to the fifth, right? We add those exponents. 3 plus 2 is 5. And then with our t's, we have t squared multiplied by t to the fifth. So that's t to the seventh, right? 5 plus 2 is 7. So that's using the product rule. All right, now we're done. Simplified our number. We have positive exponents. We have one of each base and one exponent per base. All right, 66, just kind of review of the power rule. But, we're basically multiplying a monomial by itself, right? So remember the 12 has an exponent of 1, so we're going to multiply the 2 by each of those exponents. So it's going to be 12 squared b to the sixth, and then 12 squared equals 144. All right. Be careful with that 6. I kind of made it look like a b. Make sure you're clear on. I don't know if that helped, but let me make this b a little more clear. And then the 6 there. Okay. All right. So especially on tests, watch out for that. Now 68. This is one you have to be careful with because we multiplied binomials together, but this is actually only -4 multiplied by this, right? This x is not being multiplied by anything. And so the x is going to stay where it is. And we're just going to multiply the -4. So the x would be where it is, and then it would be -4 times x, which is -4x, and -4 times 9, which is +36. All right. And so then x minus 4x is -3x plus 36. All right, sorry for the crowded space there. All right, so here we just only multiply what's touching the parentheses, right, or what's next to the parentheses, and then we distributed that, and then we combine like terms. Same thing with 69, right? Same thing with 70. I would just distribute the 4x squared, so it would be the 5 would stay. 4x squared times x is 4x cubed, right? Because I'm adding these exponents, 2 plus 1. And then 4x squared times -5 would be -20x squared. And there are no like terms there, right? So that would just stay the way it is. All right, 72 we would distribute by all three, so it'd be -4a to the sixth. 4 plus 2 is 6. Then it would be -4 times 2a, so it'd be -8a to the fifth, right? Because there's an invisible 1 there. So 4 plus 1 is 5. And then -4 times -4a to the fourth times +4 is -16a to the fourth. All right, so 74 and 76. Now we're actually, I'll just do 76 here, but we're actually multiplying this whole binomial by this whole trinomial, right? So here we are going to distribute each term there with each term inside the other set of parentheses, okay? So we're going to do 5x times x squared. So that's going to be 5x cubed. 5x times -5x, -25x squared. Right, x times x is x squared. 5x times +4 is +20x. Then we're going to go with the 3 now. 3 times x squared is 3x squared, positive. And then 3 times -5x is -15x. And 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, so when we multiply binomial, two-term polynomial with a trinomial, we end up with six terms, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so now we just combine like terms if we have them. So we don't have a x cubed, so I'm just going to bring the x cubed over. So 5x cubed. We do have a couple x squareds, so I'm going to combine those. Negative 25x squared plus 3x squared is negative 22x squared. Okay, and then 20x minus 15x, those are like terms, so that'll be positive 5x, right? And then the 12 doesn't have a like term, so it's just going to come over plus 12. All right, so we end up with a third degree polynomial with 4 terms. All right, so that's how we multiply. And remember, when we multiply, so now here's where the variables and the exponents can change, right, when we're multiplying. But then we end up combining like terms where we add and subtract, right? And that's where the coefficients may change, right?